How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another test drive video. Today we are in my A-Code 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback. Alright, so again we have a 65 Ford Mustang Fastback. This is an A-Code Fastback, which is really cool. The driveline that's in it is a non-original 289. It has a 67 model 289 with a 4-barrel intake and carburetor on top. I don't know exactly what it came out of. All I was able to do was decode that it is a 67 model 289. More of a stock style motor than anything, but it runs really well. Backed by a C4 3-speed automatic transmission, and as you can see, the vehicle actually drives really well. It's had a couple smaller things replaced on the front suspension. We'll dive into that here in a little bit. You do have your stock power steering, and then this one does have a front disc brake conversion done on it, but it is still a manual disc brake. Again, drivability is good. If you watch my virtual description video, I'll dive into a little bit more about there's a slight, like 55, like 60 right now, you don't really feel it, but about 55 or so, there's a slight little vibration. I don't know if it's the tires, I don't know if it's the drive shaft, or if it's the rear end, or if I'm just being real nitpicky because this isn't the best road in the world. But there is a slightest of vibration at about the 55 or so. That's kind of what we're doing right about. We're a little bit over 55 right now. Speedo's showing about 70, but it's off a little bit. But the drivability is still good. It cruises nice and straight. There are some little things to dive into mechanically. There are some little leaks. I would fix some of the suspension components, like some of the bushings. This one does have a Ford underdash AC unit. Unfortunately, the compressor was not engaging. I didn't do any diagnostic work after the compressor was not engaging, so I do not know exactly what is wrong with the AC, but it is all there. The blower motor for the heat is also not functioning. You do have an older exhaust system. I would upgrade it. It's like a glass pack with dual exhaust and then trumpets out the back. I would upgrade it to a new dual exhaust, 2.5-inch dual exhaust with flow masters, and then keep the trumpet tips, because the tips look great coming out the back, and that's correct for an A-Code like this or a fastback like this. As you can see though, it does stop nice. There are a few things outside of the heat and AC that do not work. Take a look at my doesn't work section posted on the website. It outlines what works and what doesn't work. Obviously the biggest ones are going to be the heat and AC. And actually I have it right here. Let me just verify so I don't tell y'all wrong. Texting and driving is not something I suggest, but the other items were the horn didn't work. Obviously the heat and AC did not work. And then this one, the reverse lights, the dash lights, and then your washer fluid sprayers are not spraying any fluids. So nothing that's terrible, but obviously if you want the AC to go, that'd be your biggest expense, probably replacing the compressor or figuring out what's wrong with it. Speedo again works, but it's not 100% accurate. Showing good oil pressure, good voltage, temperature gauge is coming up where it needs to be, idles well. Again, mechanically, it's a strong running car. 289 strong, transmission shift's nice and positive. Outside of that little, they're right there, right about 55, you get that little vibration, and then you're past it and it goes away. Part of the reason why this fastback is priced where it's at is due to the underneath. The lower inside corner of that door, there's a rust spot. The lower portion of the very inner rock, or the lower rocker on this side's got a rust hole. The toe boards have been amateurly patched. Both of the rear lower corners have got some mud in them. The inner fender areas in the back do have some isolated current rust spots. Again, those toe boards have kind of been patched in. There's some rust spots right on the inner part of it. You can see some extra photos on my website, pcclassiccars.com. But again, it's a fastback that's priced accordingly. It's a good entry-level fastback that runs and drives. That's not a full-blown project, but it is priced according to kind of the condition. The cosmetics on the outside and the inside go along with the rest of the car. I would classify the paint as amateur due to the fact that it does have some mud work in the lower quarters. It does have some imperfections in the paint. There's some bubble spots over here on this side. Just expect the paint to be older. It does have flaws front to back on pretty much every panel. It still shows well, but it's not going to win you any shows. The paint is, again, amateur quality, but still has a good look. I like the 14-inch stamp style wheels with the skinny white line tire on it. I would personally go to a BFG or a radial tire. I know it takes away from the look a little bit, but it gives you a little bit better of a road feel. But again, take a look at the additional information tab on my website. It really outlines all of the imperfections on the underneath, the inside, and the outside. And I forgot to touch on the inside. This is a fold down rear seat. You have a seam split on the top of the driver's seat here, and then you have a hole in the headliner that's kind of been amateurly patched right there. But the carpet's in good shape. The mats are nice. But overall, the interior, again, is kind of older. The fold down rear seat is cool, though. Windows roll up and down like they should. Back glass looks good. Front windshield is in nice shape. You do have some little wiper streaks on both sides of the windshield there. Suspension is all stock style equipment and is older outside of the newer lower front control arms. Those have been recently replaced. Shocks are older, bushings are older, all of the steering components are older. Again, as you can see, the Fastback does drive well. It's just, for a lack of a better term, older front to back. Suspension-wise, though, it does feel good out on the open road. It's a good cruising car. Now, this car fits into the category of not a full-blown project, but there definitely still are some things to do to it. If you're wanting to do a full-blown project, I don't know if there's a better candidate than a Mustang due to the fact that they make every single part and every single piece for it, and this car would be worth doing due to the fact that it is an A-code fastback. They bring a lot of money fully restored. Or you can just buy this car, fix a couple of the small things mechanical, and drive it like it sits and not worry about the cosmetics. It's kind of to each their own on what exactly you're looking for. Obviously, there's fastbacks out there that are twice this price that have already had a lot of money put into it, but also coming up with $60,000+ isn't in everyone's budget. So there's a car for everyone's budget. And if you specifically want A-code fastback or a fastback, just a first-generation fastback, and your budget is about this price point, I don't know if I would have a better option, or if I've had a better option in the lower price point, at least for a fastback. I mean, I see, and I've sold first-generation Mustang projects that were rollers, or that were in primer and needed rush repair and needed a bunch of stuff in the low to mid-20s. So this car, yes, there are things to do, but it still isn't a price point where you can enjoy the car without having to fully restore it, without breaking the bank and spending 60 grand on one that's fully redone. Excuse me. So it just all depends on what you want to do and what exactly you're looking for. But this is a good, like I said, a good Mustang Fastback. It is an A-code, which is really cool for the price point. Obviously, again, it is priced according due to the issues that it does have. And if anyone needs further clarification, more photos, a FaceTime video, absolutely anything that anyone needs on any one of my vehicles, or even more so on ones that do have some cosmetic downfalls like this car, I'm always willing to get anybody more photos of absolutely anything. My customer set, or having my customers be satisfied, is the #1 most important thing for me here at my dealership. So again, you need further clarification on anything, do not hesitate to call up at the dealership. Ask for me specifically. I will hop on the phone with you and I will go over this vehicle front to back, inside and out, so you exactly know what you're getting. Because again, it is older and it does have some amateur work done, but still is a good Mustang Fastback. So without kind of going in a circle there and repeating myself any further, it is a good car. Yes, it needs work to be a perfect car. I don't think you're not going to go spend $150,000 restoring this to make it a Concourse 1. It's not that kind of car, but it still is a great car to hop in and drive and have a lot of fun with. So as always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drives. If there's ever anything else you want to see, don't hesitate to reach out. Make sure you check out the virtual description on this particular Mustang, as well as the additional information tab. Both are posted on my website, pcclassiccars.com. I will catch you guys on the next test drive video and hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for watching. And I got another car coming up, so I'm actually going to pull this one up on the lift.